Tesla is officially on track to join the S&P 500. It was announced on Monday that Tesla will be moving to the S&P 500 index starting on December 21st. As expected, shares of Tesla jumped this morning due to the news, and with a market cap, that is the stock multiplied by the number of outstanding shares, of around $448 billion, Tesla is considerably larger than GM, Ford, FCA, Toyota, and Honda combined. Once it's officially listed on the S&P 500 index, it will be one of the largest companies to join in the last decade. Of course, this is a huge milestone for Elon Musk and Tesla because the S&P 500 is, according to NASDAQ, the most respected stock market index that measures the stock performance of 500 large companies listed on stock exchanges in the United States. To be listed on the S&P 500, a firm must be based in the US, have a market capitalization of at least $8.2 billion, and meet a variety of other requirements. So what does Tesla's addition to the S&P 500 say about the company's value? Dan Ives, managing director at Wedbush Securities, said the electric vehicle maker's path to profitability just received a vote of confidence. Quote, "I don't view this as a traditional auto company. It's a disruptive technology company on the EV front. And I think that's why if you just look at the numbers, you would not get to a valuation where it is today. I think the one thing on this S&P 500 that's important is this speaks to profitability. That's why, in our opinion, they got the snub back in early September. So this is the validation, the feather in the cap for the bulls. But no doubt, right now, Elon Musk has the gold touch. Of course, not just on Tesla, but SpaceX." End quote. Joanne Littman, a distinguished journalism fellow at the Institute for Advanced Study and a CNBC contributor, said Tesla's inclusion spoke volumes to how the market is setting up for the future. Quote, "Just to pull the camera back for a moment, I actually think this is a bigger story than Elon Musk and bigger than Tesla, in that what we're really looking at is this confirmation, this declaration, recognition that electric vehicles are our future and that they're finally going mainstream. And you see it with every other automaker that is rushing in to try and compete with Tesla. So much of this has to do with the charisma of Elon Musk. People are trying to get the next Henry Ford. I actually think a lot about Steve Jobs. I've been around long enough to remember when he left Apple and then came back, and a lot of people were scratching their heads about Apple. But the customers who bought those products were just rabid. It was a cult. They loved the charisma of the guy. But I do think that is also the big unknown with Tesla because on the one hand, you've got this charismatic guy with this massive following, but on the other hand, you have to be able to separate the company from the founder and the kind of sometimes crazy things he says. I mean, he just said a couple weeks ago that they're going to be building 20 million cars a year within a decade. Will they? I mean, that's like twice as big almost as their largest competitor right now. And in March, he said that COVID would be down to 0 cases in April. And of course, he was just diagnosed with COVID over the weekend. So that would be kind of the question of separating the company from the hype and the founder, and how does it do absent that founder? End quote. Jim Cramer, host of CNBC's Mad Money, said wrapping Tesla into the index effectively might be a challenge for S&P Dow Jones. Quote, "I think they're baffled. I really don't think they know how to handle this. What do? You can't have the S&P 500 only have 497 companies, although I have heard people on air sometimes say there are 500 companies in the S&P. Shocker. I don't know what they would do. I mean, they can't knock out the smalls. It doesn't do anything. When they balance this, they almost seem to have to make everything smaller." End quote. And while Tesla is here to stay, for a little while at least, Reuters also did compare it to Yahoo, which was in the S&P 500 for a bit before it wasn't. In 1999, Yahoo surged 64% in 5 trading days between the announcement that it would be added to the index on November 30th and its inclusion after the close of trading on December 7th. Yahoo's market capitalization at the time was about $56 billion, around a fraction of Tesla's current value. Only time will tell, but for everyone who is for Tesla, who is a Tesla bull, at the end of the day, this is exciting news. Tesla is finally joining the S&P 500. So what's next? There's a lot more to look forward to. Financially, if you're an investor, this is obviously great news. And if you're just a fan of the entire industry that Tesla is in, electric vehicles, this is obviously great news as well, as Tesla leads the front. Thanks for tuning in to the Tesla Today Show. For all the latest news and updates on Tesla, hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification.